Hello, friends. We have a very important issue to discuss with you this afternoon. A place of third party in marriage. Should there be a third party in marriage, or there should not be a third party in marriage? Now, I have a different view about that, and I believe Carly baby here, Carly sweetie, Carly crow, the only crow she might come up, the only totori that is always totoring me. I know she has a different view about that.
My view plenty.
See, we are going to see. The truth is that right now we are not on the same side.
At all.
We are not on the same side. We are going to discuss this thing, hook, line, and sinker. And if you have a contrary view, please, you have to leave that on the comment section. And if you are like-minded with me, please just like my part of the discussion. And if you are like-minded with her, I know best of safe that we always work together. If you are like-minded with her, just hit the like button as well.
And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. I say we don't want to see this beautiful, pretty damsel again. Please subscribe to this channel and God will bless you. Straight to today's business. Third party.
In marriage.
Every marriage that crashes, every divorce you see out there, there's always somebody putting.
No. Don't always say every.
Most
English.
Most
or some.
Most, not some. Most
Yes.
marriage that crash, most marriage that hits the rock, there's somebody fanning it from somewhere, and that person fanning it is the third party. The day you went to the altar to say yes I do, it's only the two of you. Your mother, your father, your sister, your friend, even the priest that join you people on that faithful day, or the pastor, is a third party.
Yeah.
Believe me or not, it's a third party. What you cannot handle between the two of you, take it to God in prayer.
And it doesn't exist. What both of you cannot handle does not exist.
Except you don't want it.
Yeah, that is just the truth. See, the truth is, man is a mini God. Whatsoever man sets his heart to do, consider it done. 100% done. Except you don't want to solve it. That you are having issue with your spouse and you are not getting out of it is because you don't want it solved. If you actually want it solved, friends, it is settled since day before yesterday. Trust me.
I just it now. I see no reason why two grown-up people, two full-grown people who decided to go and get married because you want to marry, they did not force. I'm not talking about those in force. Those who decided, consented marriage, not forced marriage. Then you are having issues. You are bringing your father, you are bringing your mother into the issue.
Does that?
I don't understand.
Baby.
The day you said yes I do, it is only you and your husband. Every other person is a visitor.
Yeah, your wife fucked up. I know your wife fucked up. And you are calling your mama. Are you okay? What do you want your mom? You want your mom to come and flog your wife?
I don't know.
God, you are still a boy.
Sister, your husband fuck up. You go and report to your mother. I pity you. Did your mother report your father to you when they got married?
Sister, you are still a child.
The truth is that let everybody who comes to your house know that they are visitors.
Yes.
I know people say, why? What did she say? My mom came here, spent 3 weeks. I told her to go and do something in my kitchen. She told me she's a visitor. Me, I shocked. The shock self shocked me. I was like, in my house, you're a visitor. She said, yes, she's a visitor. I'm not the one who told her. She used her own mouth to tell me that she's a visitor. If I go to work and I'm not around, she will not eat. The food is there. Cook food and chop, she will tell me, do I want her to come and start searching my kitchen, to start looking for things? And I thought, okay, that means you're waiting for me to come back for. That is what every single mother, every single parent, every single sibling should do. Don't interfere in anybody's marriage, so that if anything happens, they will know where it's coming from. In-laws, stay away from your children's marriage. When they come to you for help, be straightforward, don't be biased. If for example now, I'm not will it's not will, let's say somebody, a couple like us, they're having issue, and they come to table it before you, and it's that it's your daughter that's having issue. Be bold enough to tell your daughter or tell your child that he or she is wrong. Don't be biased, don't support that evil, don't support that evil. However, I blame the couples who come to meet you.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Why bringing the matter down?
That is why most times you have a couple have a sponsor, those who sponsor them in marriage, so that those ones they are neutral.
Seriously?
They are neutral to the both of you. They are not your family members, so they'll be able to tell you, okay, yes, this is where you are wrong. Because most times I don't blame the family. Most times we try to support our loved ones, forgetting that the other person has family. That is just what happens. So most times, if you cannot handle issues by yourself, when you pray, God will give you direction, will tell you who to go and meet. See, I know people will say, what is she saying? The two of us are saying, now we do have issues. Most of them will have issues. I step out, I will just dress up and leave the house. And I will pray about it. I don't even call anybody to say, okay, see. Because moreover, nobody forced me to come and marry him. They were not even there when the love was shaking me. So why would I come and start telling them my problem? I pray. Most times I pray. I just step out and I say, God, okay, before I come back to the house, let's help me. I know there's nobody can handle this thing. Help me solve it. And by the time I come back, he's already calm. So when the fault is coming from me, women will have our hand and plenty. When it's coming from me, I just leave the house. Or even when he's angry, he has step out of that. I pray. So when it's coming back home, he feels okay. The atmosphere will be good. We return back to normal. I don't need to be calling somebody on the phone. See. It doesn't work that way, because if they disrespect your husband, they are disrespecting you. And if they disrespect you as the wife, they are disrespecting you as the man.
Another part is, if you want your marriage to last, if you want to enjoy your marriage, this idea of is my younger brother, I want him to come and stay with us for a while. She's my younger brother, I want her to come and live with us. See, friends, just erase it. If there are ways you can help, send help to the person than bringing the third person down to your home to live with you. See, I'm 100% sure I know where I'm coming from. Let me.
See, I'm even happy. See, this thing I know people, we did not plan this video. We just decided to make this video, and I'm glad you are hearing from a man's from him. That is just it. Don't bring anybody to come and live with you.
I'm going to give an example. When I was small, my senior brother, he was married anyway. I was very small. I was still in primary school, like married 4, married 2. No, between married 3 and married 4. I went to stay with him, but I never intentionally caused any trouble. That afternoon, he left his son with me. He gave me he gave me, was it 5? No, it was like 2 naira to buy something for the boy. And I used the money to buy groundnuts because I wanted to eat from it as well.
And you lost it up to like 6.
Yeah, and I used the money to buy groundnuts. For both of us, it was not. I'm serious. Even the boy also went from the groundnut. I used the money to buy groundnut so that both of us can use it to drink garri that afternoon. When I bought the groundnut, we used it to drink garri. But I never knew that he never finished his groundnut. He left one seed in his mouth and slept off. When the mom came, the mom asked me, I don't know how she got to bring out the groundnut from the boy's mouth. She asked me, the money I gave to what you used to buy. I told her that what she asked me to, I just lied. And she now said, she brought out groundnut. Where did this boy get this groundnut from? I have to quickly say, it was that money I used. But there was quarrel at home. When my brother came, she complained to my brother. Issue as because I was present. If I was not there, that issue would not have erupted. That's why they never separated. If my brother watched this video, he will remember what I'm talking about. There was issue in the house. There was issue. Till I have to make up my mind that I have to leave this place. I have to. To me, then I thought maybe The wife was actually punishing me anyway. But I grew up to get to understand that these are things that are not supposed. These people, they just got married. If they must enjoy their marriage, if they must succeed in their marriage, I should not be there. But then I never knew this. I went to told my mama I was angry. My brother's wife, my brother. Come on. I'm not saying the woman was perfect anyway, right? I'm not saying she was perfect, but what I'm saying is that aspect of it is not supposed. I'm not supposed to be there in the first place. I'm supposed to leave them and let them enjoy their marriage. Because there are things that the woman will do that my brother will tolerate. That she will do to me, I will never tolerate it. Do you understand? Now, if I bring my own brother down here, there are some things that my wife will say to me that I will laugh over it. Now, if she says to my brother will be mad. Because he is mad, if they want to disrespect, that is where issue comes. Those are places where issue comes. In order to avoid stories that touches the heart.
Everybody, stay in your house.
Just be in your house.
Me.
If you want anything from me, if I got the resources, I will send it down to you. Shaking up. Do you get? That you bringing in a third party to your home, you are causing trouble. You are causing trouble. You are looking for trouble. You are looking for trouble. Because when the fire that you are trying to ignite, when it starts burning, you will not be able to handle it.
We are not saying that all in-laws are bad.
No, nobody is talking about
bad. They are not
being
bad, but to be on the safer side.
Yes, nobody is saying anybody is bad.
I grew up in a home where before I got married, I was at home there with my parents. My two siblings, my senior ones, they were already married. They were living. In fact, we live in the same town. But you guys will not believe that my immediate senior sister, we stay 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. We don't even see. We are in the same town. We don't see. We talk on it, or she will call on the phone. If you just tell my dad, then let me go and say, you will tell what are you going there to? That's the next question you hear. You'll be wondering, is this not my sister? I say, if it's your sister, she's not married. What are you going there to do? The most senior who stays very close to us, that the kids are just like mine. They're always with us because they cannot stay without seeing grandpa and grandma. When we go to their house, because their house is just 10 minutes from where we are staying. When we visit them, once it's 6 o'clock, maybe just let me tell you, this is what I'm saying, that maybe you go there by 5 p.m. It's 6 o'clock, you hear your phone ring. Are you not coming? What are you doing there? Sometimes we even tell my dad that, okay, we want to go and greet them. My father will be like, what is the problem? Why are you going there? And this is a route. We pass that house to the church every single day, 4 times a week that we go to church. We pass that house to the church. We meet in the church. We bring them back, but my parents don't go there. See, my father died. They've been married for 10 years now. I can count how many, maybe in that 10 years they've been married. They are married. I don't know the English.
Anyhow you want to say
English, you don't let me talk.
Anyhow.
My dad died last year. Before he died, it should be during naming ceremony. Maybe once in a while, because of all his grandchildren, maybe when they are disturbing grandpa and he's coming back from church, he just greets him. Maybe 4 or 5 times in that 10 years before he passed on. He doesn't allow us to go there because he said he doesn't want issues in that marriage.
Yes.
When issues are coming, then he knows it's not coming from us. Then they will not be able to trace.
There is no third party. They will be able to manage it.
And I grew up again, my brother-in-laws, they are wonderful people. Their family members are not living with them. It's just them and their wife. We that are the wife's siblings, we don't even go there. We don't even interfere. If I tell you now that I have not spoken with my brother-in-law for a long time, people will be wondering how. But I just sit. They don't even bother. My siblings now, they cannot wake up and tell me they're coming to my house. My mom will not even allow them. For my mom to come here, the one she came was because after many begging. I mean begging. You have to beg and beg, and she was like, she spent only 3 days. That is what it's supposed to be. So that issues will not come up, because sometimes people will live with you. They will not be able to tolerate you the way your own people will tolerate you. Nobody should come and live with you.
It should just be
the two of you.
Your wife, your children.
If you need house help, it's better you go and look for a neutral person.
Yes, that is just it. See, there are stories that I'm 100% serious about. There are stories that touches the heart. See, there are some things that will emanate that your sister that I will do that your sister will not like. I don't mean you now. I'm trying to like use there are some things that there are some things that what I'm saying is that there are some things that a man will do that the wives, people, if they are living with them, that they may not like. And this will start gathering. This will start gathering. Drop by drop, before you know it, it should start coming out. And same way, if the man's relative is living with them, there are some things that he will do that the man he doesn't care, but the woman will care about them. In order to avoid those things.
Don't allow anybody to.
Yeah, everybody should just they will understand. It's not a big deal.
In fact, you don't even create the room in the first place.
Yes, that is just they will understand.
If somebody see the house belongs to the woman, as a man, the house belongs to the woman. The woman is in charge, that is at home. If somebody calls that, oh please, somebody should not wake up. They are welcome to the house.
Yeah, they can. Visit is different.
Everybody is welcome.
You are coming for a visit, and we know that okay, how many days are you spending?
When you are coming for a visit, you have to tell them, I'm spending so and so days, so that they will plan for you. You don't wake up. The truth is that you cannot wake up and carry your bag and come to my house. You're on your own. That is just the truth. You are on your own because I'm very busy. If you think that okay, you wake up because you think you have access to the house. I'm not even saying both sides. And maybe from my husband's place, even from my own place. Somebody wakes up and carry the bag and you did not come, you are coming. You may come, you will not meet me in the house. You may come, you will not meet anybody there. You may not meet food because one, the house we plan according to our own activities. We are very busy couple. So if you are coming, you need to inform them that you are coming. The number of days you are coming so they will plan for you. And when your day allows, please pack your bag and go. Pack.
It's okay, don't make this video too long again.
Pack your
Friends,
bag and go.
The point is, if you want to enjoy your marriage, you don't need a third party. I'm not saying nobody should visit you. If anybody wants to visit, they should notify you first. And while notifying you, they also tell you how many days they are staying, so that when that day elapses, you start. In fact, you'll be the one to prepare their transport fare back home. Say, you told me you are leaving. This is your transport fare, so that the person will remember. If perhaps this person has forgotten, and this is the time he told you that he's leaving, he will remember that I actually told this man or this woman that I'm leaving so and so time. Because this is your transport fare, and you understand. It's not an issue, but you don't need it. If you want to enjoy your home, if you want your home to flourish with milk and honey, if you want it to flourish like a palm tree by the riverside,
don't gather your family members.
You don't need them
to come and stay.
You don't need them.
They must not live with you
before you can help them.
You can send money to anybody you want to send. Mama is welcome to the house. Nobody is stopping her, but not to come and live permanently with you. If the person is sick now, it's okay. Yes, the person is sick and needs. There's no means again. I'm not saying that when somebody is sick, like maybe when your mother-in-law or your father-in-law is very sick, and you are capable of helping, you can take that person and help. And if you can do that, if it's convenient for you. But it's not like it's do or die affair that you must do it. That is your work. It's not your work. You are not the only. Your husband is not the only son, or you are not the only daughter. You guys can put money together and get a nanny or get a nurse that will take care of that person. If
Thank
you know
you guys.
The person will not cause problem for you. That is just it.
You guys are too much. Please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please just do that right away. Do it right now. Please.
I'm waiting. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you for subscribing. We love you guys and we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.
And don't forget to subscribe to this beautiful.
That face is not beautiful. Bye. This
Guys,
face is